Once upon a time in the grand city of Eldoria, there lived a beggar named Elias. He was known throughout the kingdom for his kind heart and gentle spirit, despite the hardships life had bestowed upon him. Every day, he sat by the entrance to the royal palace, hoping for a morsel of food to sustain him through another night. One fateful morning, as the sun rose over the horizon, casting a warm golden hue on the city, Elias found himself weaker than ever before. His stomach growled with a relentless hunger, and his bones ached from the cold night that had passed. With a heavy heart, he mustered the strength to stand and approach the palace gates. As Elias reached the gates, the guards eyed him with a mixture of pity and indifference. They had seen him there countless times, but today was different. For today, a new king, wise and just, ruled over Eldoria. King Alden was renowned for his fairness and compassion, always seeking to understand the needs of his people. Elias knelt before the king, his tattered clothes and weathered face a stark contrast to the opulence that surrounded him. "Your Majesty," he whispered, his voice barely more than a raspy breath, "I humbly beg for a morsel of food to quiet the emptiness within me." King Alden gazed at Elias, his eyes filled with empathy. He understood the desperation in the beggar's plea, and he admired Elias's resilience in the face of adversity. However, instead of ordering a servant to fetch food, the king leaned down and picked up a small, ornate bag from his side. With a gentle smile, King Alden extended the bag towards Elias. "Take this, dear beggar," he said, "and may it bring you the sustenance you seek." Elias, perplexed by the king's gesture, hesitated for a moment before gingerly accepting the bag. As he held it in his trembling hands, he could feel the weight of the contents within. With trembling fingers, he opened the bag, revealing the glimmering gold coins that filled it. "All I wanted was food, not the burden of wealth," Elias murmured, his voice tinged with both gratitude and sorrow. King Alden studied Elias, his expression thoughtful. He understood that sometimes what people desired most wasn't always what they needed. He reached out and gently placed a hand on Elias's shoulder. "I apologize if I have misunderstood your request, dear Elias," the king said. "Please, allow me to rectify my mistake." With that, King Alden summoned a servant and ordered a feast fit for a king to be brought before Elias. The aroma of warm bread, hearty stews, and fresh fruits filled the air, offering a promise of nourishment and comfort. Tears welled in Elias's eyes as he beheld the feast before him. He was overwhelmed with gratitude for the king's kindness and understanding. He ate with a fervor he hadn't known in years, savoring each bite as if it were the most exquisite delicacy. As the last traces of the meal disappeared, Elias turned to King Alden, his heart full of appreciation. "Thank you, Your Majesty, for not only filling my stomach but also my soul with your compassion." King Alden smiled warmly, touched by Elias's words. "It is I who should thank you, Elias, for teaching me a valuable lesson. Sometimes it is not wealth that eases the burden, but the simple act of understanding and providing for one another." From that day forward, King Alden made it a point to listen closely to the needs of his people. He walked the streets of Eldoria, engaging with beggars and nobles alike, seeking to understand the true desires and aspirations that resided within each heart. And as for Elias, he became a symbol of hope and kindness in Eldoria. His story spread throughout the kingdom, inspiring others to look beyond appearances and truly see the needs of those around them. The beggar's wish had not only filled his belly, but had ignited a spark of compassion that would forever burn bright in the heart of King Alden and the kingdom of Eldoria. It was a reminder that sometimes the greatest gift one could give was not wealth, but the understanding and care that connected us all as human beings.